Hi Diane, it's Corey with Gant Property Inspections. I just did a walkthrough with Teresa, and I'm going to do a video walkthrough for you since you can't be here. Starting here on the outside, we'll walk around, take a look at some of the stuff on the outside first, and then we'll go inside. But overall, it seems like a pretty nice and clean house. Literally, it feels real clean inside, and outside is nice and trim and in good shape. But there's a few things, like all houses, there's a few things that could be improved to help the house last a long time. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this around, take a look at the house. Here's the neighborhood. There's Teresa. All right, my ladder's still there, and that actually reminds me to talk about the roof. The roof does look to be original, which puts it really at the end of its lifespan. And there's moss on the roof in a variety of places, so at least it should be cleaned off, the moss killed and cleaned off, and then I really am going to recommend you have a roofer look at it and evaluate it for a replacement, since it's probably right at the end of its lifespan. And with a manufactured home, there's no attic access, so we can't go in there to see if there's any moisture problems from the roof, so you don't want to let it go too long anyway. So I want to have a roof looked at. Coming down the siding, well, the gutters also look okay, but they could be cleaned out. At the far end down there, there's one little damage there that we noted. Okay, the siding is a fiber cement siding, which is a great kind of siding. It doesn't rot or burn. It won't even burn, and bugs don't typically like it. Now, if it gets enough moisture, it can get some damage, and so caulking on the corners, like up there, could use more caulking. And then there's a couple places, I'll show you right here, where there's a little bit of damage. If you get enough moisture, it does start to fall apart, like there. It was probably pressed up against that block right there, and then it broke, because it is a little brittle. If it's nailed down, that's not a problem. But so here along this horizontal trim, there's wood underneath, and then the fiber cement siding over the top of that. Well, the caulking and the paint has gotten bad, and so we want to get that fixed. Same with here. This actually needs some support behind it, and then fix that so water doesn't get behind there. And there's a couple windows the caulking could be improved, because again, any cracks in the caulking can cause or allow water to get in behind. So here, and then even the siding there. And this horizontal trim on this side of the house is basically like the other side. There, and then there's some damage on the corner there, and the front corner as well. There's some damage. The decks look okay. The deck covers don't look professionally designed. There's a few issues. Doesn't feel like it's going to fall down today or this week or anything, but could, in a real heavy snow, maybe cause a problem. There's just 2 screws holding these rafters. It really should have been a 4x6 beam there, and then these rafter hangers be fully screwed. And then out here, kind of the same thing. This one only has 2 screws, one on each side. So anyway, it could be improved. And with that, maybe evaluated. Overall, it actually shakes if you shake it. So like I said, I don't think it's going to fall down today or tomorrow, but in unique situations, it could be an issue. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the crawl space. It just came out of there a few minutes ago, and overall, it looks real nice. The vapor barrier on the ground looks good. Framing looks good. As far as the concrete post that it's on, or the concrete block posts. There's pictures of all of this in the report you can be able to see. Although the insulation in the floor, in manufactured home, they use what's called a manufactured home membrane or belly pan. Basically protects all of the insulation, protects the plumbing and the ducting for the most part. And they often get tore open, or if there's some work been done, workers cut them open, cut the membrane open, and it doesn't get repaired very well. And that's the case here. There's a few places where it really could use some repairs, and that's to keep animals out, really. keeping the rats out, keeping the mice out, and any other larger animals that might get in there, because then they have access to the whole floor system once they get in there. And there's a few places where that really should be fixed. And regular duct tape does not work. It needs to be a special sticky tape that works with belly membranes, because the temperature changes down there. It just makes it so duct tape does not work. And there's actually evidence down there that in the past duct tape has been used and it failed. All right. So the roof on the carport's basically the same situation as the house. And that's about it for the outside. With that, I'm going to shut this video down and we'll go inside and start another one.